Welcome back to EV versus gas. Today we're talking about a car that takes the Mustang name to a whole new level, the 2025 Ford Mustang GTD. Forget everything you think you know about Mustangs, because this one isn't just a muscle car anymore. This is a street-legal race car that's gunning straight for supercar territory. Before we jump in, do me a quick favor. Hit that like button and subscribe if you're into cars that push the limits. It really helps the channel, and you don't want to miss what's coming next. Here's the deal. Under the hood sits a 5.2-liter supercharged V8 that cranks out 815 horsepower and 664 pound-feet of torque. It screams all the way up to 7,400 RPM and sends power through an 8-speed dual-clutch transmission that shifts faster than you can blink. Ford covered almost the entire body in carbon fiber, fenders, bumpers, rockers, all to keep weight down and stiffness up. Even with all that lightweight material, it still weighs around 4,400 pounds, thanks to the serious suspension and transaxle hardware hiding underneath. And that suspension is no joke. The GTD runs a pushrod-style multi-link setup with trick spool-valve dampers from Multimatic, the same tech you see in high-end race cars. There's even a clear polycarbonate window behind the seats so you can watch the suspension in action while you drive. Order the optional performance package and you get active aero, a massive rear wing, front underbody flaps, and dive planes that adjust on the fly to keep the car glued to the pavement. Hit track mode and the GTD drops its ride height, stiffens the springs, sharpens the shifts, and basically transforms into a full-blown track weapon. The numbers are insane. 0 to 60 in 2.8 seconds, 0 to 100 in 6.1, and the quarter mile rips by in 10.6 seconds at 133 miles per hour. On the skidpad, it pulls 1.17 G, and it stops from 70 in just 132 feet. Those are supercar stats, plain and simple. What's wild is that it isn't a nightmare to drive on regular roads. The ride is surprisingly composed for something this hardcore, and the steering is quick and precise. It's not quite as talkative as a Porsche GT3 RS at the limit, but it's still incredibly confidence-inspiring. Inside, you get Recaro bucket seats and special performance screens, but some of the dashboard and trim pieces come straight out of a regular Mustang. For a car that starts around $327,000 and can climb past $360,000 with options, that's a little hard to ignore. But here's the bottom line. The Mustang GTD isn't about fancy interior bits. It's about proving that Ford can build a Mustang that runs with the best in the world. Ferrari, Porsche, McLaren, you name it. This car is a statement, and it's loud and clear. So, what do you think? Would you spend supercar money on a Mustang that can embarrass exotics? Drop your thoughts down below, and stick around here on EV versus gas for more deep dives into the wildest cars on the planet.